Hey, so I'm making this video as an inspiration from one of my friends on Facebook that's been posting things lately. It took me a couple days to write this, but I really want to share it with people. I've been wanting to start making more videos about this topic and start helping people out. Start just sharing my story as much as I can and starting little until it makes a difference in somebody's life. So I hope that you guys will actually watch this and seriously consider the things I'm saying and share it, and just let's make this known in the world. So this doesn't have a title, but enjoy and then reshare it and share it and send it to people. It might save somebody, and that's what I'm really hoping I can do someday. Here it goes. The thing about being friends with certain people on Facebook is seeing how much they are breaking every day, both at home and at school. The thing about being friends with teachers, they will never notice how much those students, their students, are breaking every day. I get it, how you can just walk around the school and never once get noticed. I get it, how you can just smile around friends because you don't want to bother them with your pain. I get it, how much simpler life would be if you just jumped from that bridge. I get it, how you cry out for help, but at the same time want to do it all on your own. I understand that friends will leave you and teachers will never see. Heck, teachers and principals never notice students who work their asses off in class while having countless scars on their wrist just because they are not a straight A student, a cheerleader, or an athlete. What I don't get is how people are so oblivious to those hurting. What I don't get is how friends do not notice the difference between a real or fake smile. I especially do not understand how people can walk away from someone who's only asking for help. But what people do not understand is how hard it is to keep fighting in a world that wants you to take your own life. It seems like you won't mount up to anything because everyone seems to tell you that your life's not worth it. I see the cuts on your arms, the bruises on your hips, and the sudden weight loss that doesn't seem so sudden because it was there all along. No one will know the amount of pain someone is in until they take the time to understand that person. Even then, no one will understand why someone would ever choose to kill themselves rather than trying to fight a war they were meant to lose. And no one seems to care because they all have walked away. Family does not understand no matter how much they say they do. Friends will walk away because it's too much for them to handle. And teachers, well, props to you guys because they keep pushing you, not to see you fail, but because they see a future you will never see. They, the teachers, are about the only people in the world willing to sit down, listen, cry with you, but also tell you like it is. They will not sugarcoat anything, but will be the most supportive people you will ever meet. These people are the ones you need to keep in your life. Those dealing with depression, suicidal thoughts, self-harm, and so much more, these following words are for you. So listen. When you think no one cares, remember that one friend that moves silently to make sure you are looked after at school when they are no longer in town. When you feel like jumping, remember how much pain that will bring to that one person and hold on for them. In time, you will begin to live life for you and no one else. When you have that 3 a.m. craving to cut your skin, stop and think how this will help you in the future. Remember all the bad you tell yourself after each and every time you create a new scar. Most importantly, remember when you want to give up, remember why you held on for so long. And when all is said and done, go hug a person who was there for you, whether it was short term or long term, and let them know what the most and let them know why you kept holding on. Let them know what they mean to you. If you're living each day for someone else, that is okay, as long as that is what gets you to the next day. But let me tell you something. That feeling you get from cutting will soon fade away, and cutting will become something of the past. Living for others can last for a few days to 5 years. And once you're out, life does not get easier, but you begin to decide what you let bring yourself down. I waited 6 years for someone to step up and speak out about depression and self-harm and suicide. But then I came to realize no one will talk about it. You have to be willing to step up and out and speak about it. And if it brings backlash, let it. Because this is something people need to hear. Now, teachers, principals, friends, family, and everyone else, this is for you. So listen very carefully of the words I'm about to say. Don't back away just because you don't understand. The reason you don't understand is because maybe you're not asking the right questions, or you refuse to learn about that person. Remember that depressed people are still people. Let me say that again. Depressed people are still people. You can't fix them like a broken bone. We cannot be fixed. Don't bother to tell them to stop cutting, or why don't you just be happy? Get over it, or things get better, because we've all heard it before. And that's the last thing that needs to be said. What we need is to know you're available whether we need you or not, whether we want to talk to you or not. And don't ever push the idea to talk about things, however, taking "I swear I'm okay" as an answer all the time, because that actually helps us open up to you and trust you more. But know this, when you joke around about this idea of depression and suicide and self-harm, it doesn't make us feel better about ourselves. It makes us feel so worthless. Remember that we can't see the light at the end of the tunnel the way happy people can. Remember that we still want to be treated as equal, never less than human. But also know that while you push us a lot harder than all the other students because you know our worth, and we don't know why you keep pushing us like this, remind us of our potential, because we often forget it every day. And when we have a bad day, remember that it's nothing personal. Sometimes we just need space and a quiet room to cry. Sometimes we just need a minute to figure things out before we can speak. But also know this. We may never tell you this until we are in recovery, but we most likely held on for just one of you. And that's only because we care too much about the pain it would cause you if we killed ourselves. And to everyone else that thinks self-harm is gross or a way to seek attention, to everyone that believes depression is just a phase and committing suicide wouldn't solve one problem, why don't you understand before you judge? Just because you think you'd never do it to yourself doesn't mean it won't happen. I personally made fun of a girl in middle school for having cuts on her wrist. never understanding the amount of pain a person has to go through to do that to themselves, because I knew I would never, ever in my life do that to myself. Not even a year later, I was in her boots, finally understanding the amount of pain a person has to go through to hurt themselves, to starve themselves, to feel worthless. I get it now. How much pain you have to be in to cut yourself and starve your body. I get it now. How far you have to be down to want to kill yourself. I get it now. The strength it takes to attempt suicide. I get it now. The strength you have to make the choice to keep living every day when all you want to do is die. But what I get now, more than anything else, is both sides of life. The wanting to end it because of the pain, the bad side of it all. But I see the reason to live life, the beauty in the pain. As one person told me, you're indispensable, and another, I've been trying to make sure you never feel alone and that you're loved, is all I am trying to do for you. I am trying to speak up and step out about this. But it first starts small, and soon it will grow. And if I can get some small start, please let me do this, because it can save another person's life. Love always, Sierra.